Welcome back to The Last of Us. If they're going by the game, this is likely going to be the David episode, which... that's not going to go super well. I do like this intro a lot.
Fuck.
Yeah, she ain't doing that. Ooh, this actually might be one production criticism I've had for this show. These flashing lights are really disorienting me.
Hey, she's not here anymore, is she?
You said what? Earned it.
Bethany started it.
She did.
In the infirmary with 15 stitches.
Good.
Yeah, okay. Good.
Just put me in the fucking hole.
Fall drunk off a roof or get your hair caught in a moving tank tread.
That's lovely to think about.
In the zone, we'll starve or murder each other. That much I know.
It's potentially true, but I mean, look at Jackson. They don't need Fedra.
Leader in you.
Oh, I really hope we get the museum scene in this second season. Oh, it took me a moment to realize what we're doing here. Are we doing the Left Behind DLC?
I thought it would work better. In my mind, you loved it.
Yeah, well, that was a bad joke. Game and show.
You're a firefly?
Just shut up, Ellie.
And have the best night of your life. No. Okay, now say yes.
I'm not going It's... I don't know, should I trust you?
Of course you should, with your life.
These two have great chemistry. I think they did a good job choosing the actors. Well, I mean, obviously for Ellie, but... That was really close.
Stupid, are they?
Situation?
No, thanks. I'd like to keep my other eyebrow in one piece.
Well,
Come on, tell me how you got the scar.
Everyone, you can pick and choose what's important.
Oh.
It was important to beat the shit out of that girl, in my opinion.
Look at how that water trickles down those rusty mailboxes. This really is the best night of my life.
Ellie's, like, morbid curiosity or, like, infatuation with death is very creepy.
No one told him he couldn't mix pills with that shit?
That's probably what he tried to do. Yeah. Whoa.
Yum.
Gimme.
Okay.
It's great.
They kind of made me swear not to let other people handle my sidearm.
Not to handle my sidearm because I'm such a fucking firefly.
Give me your gun.
All right.
Give me the gun.
Like, in a way, Fedra kind of holds everything together.
You know,
In a way.
as much as I love arguing with your stubborn ass,
Fireflies blowing up the storage depot didn't help.
propaganda bullshit.
Yeah? So you
Is
don't
it?
bomb stuff anymore?
Not when civilians are around.
That's propaganda bullshit.
That is also... yeah. I do love the set design on this show. It is so reminiscent of the game. It is really impressive.
Then turn right, we see a door, go through it, wait.
No.
Fucking turn right, open the door.
Fucking
tell
do
me
it.
when you're there.
Nice. Wow, that looks great. Makes me wonder, did they build this entire set, or at least partly, or did they go to a mall and wreck that shit?
The lights.
We're fine. You saw outside. It's like a big bunker. No one can see shit but us.
I mean, there's a big glass roof right there. I feel like that's not true. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, they're playing this song. I still hope that Ellie gets to sing it in second season.
Check me out, man!
Aw, that's so cute.
Backwards.
Hey, Donna the Wolf. So many of those posters everywhere in the first game. The only thing I need from this scene is the photo booth and the arcade. I need those two things to be there. Everything else they can change if they'd like. Oh, it's the carousel. Cool. What is this song from? Is this from another part of the show, or?
What?
Oh, this is making me sad. Damn it.
Set things right the way they used to be.
Have
Yeah,
they?
we could do that too.
I don't remember any
Come back.
QZs being liberated, other than like
We're like the future.
by the WLF.
You know, you're the one thing I miss from that fucking place. If that makes a difference.
It does.
No?
I don't know how it's supposed to get better.
Oh, trust me, Ellie. It'll get better. And then it'll get way worse. At least we're gonna do the photo booth. That was a big one for me. I don't want to do this anymore, actually. I've decided this show is too fucking sad. Like, I can't do this.
Oh, shit! What should we do?
I do love that they actually got them printed this time. In the game, it breaks and they never get to take it with them.
Listen,
Oh, that's the arcade, baby.
This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
As cute as moments like this are in like apocalypse stories, I've always found it just so tragic that, you know, kids like this see this as, you know, like nirvana. It's something they've never been able to do. It's just such a treat when it shouldn't be, you know? Nice. Also a nice change. In the game, they weren't actually able to play anything. All the machines were busted.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
A little sad I don't get to see angel knives, but Mortal Kombat's pretty badass. Yeah, fuck her up. Oh no. Slow zoom out. That's never good. I'm guessing it's time to see what the infected have been up to. Oh, cool. The infected actually are in the same store that you find them in the game. Although I think it's in a different mall that you find infected. In this American Girl, American Doll store. No?
oh,
Wait, is it tacos? Okay.
I mean, it would be cool if it was.
ta-da! Volume 2.
Oh.
Shut up!
What did the frustrated cannibal do?
Lay it on me.
He threw up his hands.
What did the triangle say to the circle? You're so pointless.
Whoa.
You recruit guarding their stash?
We would never use them on you or anywhere ever near you.
You have
I
no
would
way
never
of
let
promising
them do
that. You have no way.
Tonight's my last night in Boston. This isn't easy, Ellie.
It actually is. You just did it. Goodbye.
I very much relate to Ellie. Like when I've had my heart broken or I'm upset about anything, it always comes out as anger. Same as her. And you can say some pretty hurtful stuff when you do that. Oh, the Halloween store.
What the fuck?
Have a family. To belong. I mean, I didn't have them for long, but I had them.
And you don't know what it's like to grow up as an orphan like her
I want that again.
and never have that.
Maybe the fireflies aren't what I think they are, but they chose me. Well, mate's not over yet.
Probably gonna give it back.
Uh-huh.
Nice, even the same song. Same mask, same song. You guys better get up on the glass and start dancing, yes. Just waiting for my heart to shatter over this. Like I know it's coming.
Don't go.
Oh. No, I won't. I'm gonna Work on those headshots, everybody. Jesus. This is really aggressive infected. My god. But it's too late.
No, 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 no! No!
It's just not fair, man. I don't even care that they're being accurate anymore. Like, fuck you.
What are we gonna do?
We could just be all poetic and shit and lose our minds together.
What's option 3?
Damn it, this is gonna make me cry. Ugh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't like this show. She's lost too damn much. She will not let you go, Joel. And vice versa. Better use some fire to sterilize that needle, Ellie. Ow, ow. Ah! With a needle that is not curved like that, oh my god, that would be painful. Wow. Another great episode, and one that I didn't expect. I didn't know we were going to do, like, the full Left Behind DLC. As usual, much to discuss. I'm convinced now, 7 episodes in, not a single episode of this show has misfired, so I'm like, it's gonna be good. Like, I can't imagine in the last 2 episodes they're gonna fuck it up, so I'm very impressed with this show as a whole. They kind of tricked me at the start by starting it off with Joel and Ellie in the present day, because I thought they were gonna basically just jump straight to the David section like they do in the game, just minus the time jump in between, since they already did a time jump in the last episode. But it was a really pleasant surprise to see that it was actually just the entire Left Behind DLC turned into an episode. And as usual, they added a lot of stuff that was not there in the game to begin with. Like that opening scene of the flashback when she beats up Bethany and all that. That's definitely all added material, but it certainly suits Ellie. And I think it really establishes and sets up the fact that Riley is both someone that means a lot to her and is also a sore spot. So I like the addition of that scene, and with the, what was his name? Lieutenant Kwong? Commander Kwong? Was he a lieutenant or a commander? I don't know. But starting with the next scene when Riley is introduced, it's extremely close to how the whole story goes in the game. Like that scene in particular, her scaring her awake and nearly getting like stabbed by Ellie is the exact same. There's obviously bits of dialogue that are shifted around or altered or added, but almost every line from the game does make it onto the show, which in many cases can feel really forced and awkward, but it never does here. It always feels natural and in character, which is just another way the show has impressed me so far. I think the chemistry between Ellie and Riley in this episode is phenomenal. It feels exactly like it did in the game. Like these 2 teenage girls who are a little rough around the edges, but, you know, very cute around each other, more open and vulnerable than they ever are around other people. And at the core of it, like, they're kids. They are kids who have grown up in this really screwed up version of the world, which I think is really well showcased with them both seeing the dead body. Like, kids today might be curious seeing a dead body, but as soon as they got up close, were able to smell it and see it and all of its, you know, disgusting glory, they would not be so nonchalant and relaxed about the whole thing. They wouldn't laugh about him falling through the floor. I mean, maybe. I also realized on a second watch that those pills are definitely from Joel, so in a way, this is sort of Ellie's unofficial meeting with him, you know? She witnessed the consequences of his actions before she ever actually met him, which I think is a kind of an interesting little writing tool they use there. I love the detail that they, you know, were both drinking on the whiskey the whole time. It's a tiny little moment from the game where they find a bottle and Ellie like spits it all out because she's like, oh my god, that's disgusting. And they've reworked it here into the episode in a nice way. I also like the slight little addition about talking about Riley's parents. I don't remember talking about them at all in the game. It seemed implied to me that Riley was just as much an orphan and always was, kind of the same as Ellie. But it was a nice character motivation for her to be like, I used to have, you know, community. I used to have a family, someplace I belonged, and then I lost them. And I've been trying to find that ever since. Whereas Ellie, you know, she was born an orphan, essentially, and she's never known a family. She has always faced the world alone. And as a result, you know, she's not searching for that big community to take her in or anything like that. She's just looking for that one person who she can feel like herself around, and that person is Riley. And now, Joel. Everything in the mall was borderline perfect, in my opinion. The look of it was fantastic. I mean, I suppose it's kind of hard to mess it up, just, you know, apocalyptify a mall, essentially. But I mean, the inclusion of the carousel, the photo booth, the arcade, the Halloween store, I don't know how to describe it. It just feels like the creators of this show, the people working on it, truly loved the games and really do want to bring them to life while still telling a version of the story that's not the exact same. And it's just really refreshing. I mean, there's so many books turned into movies, or games turned into movies, or like animated shows turned into live action things that just suck, you know? Like, it's clear that the creators making it did not understand what made people like it in the first place. Like, I see that now with the Fantastic Beasts movies. I see that with some Star Trek shows. It's evidenced by probably every other video game adaptation ever made. This truly might be the only video game adaptation I've seen that I think is truly great. It is both telling its own story while still telling the same one, you know? It is not one for one, but it also does not get rid of anything that made the game so great. Maybe with the exception of so few infected. I was a little disappointed that when the infected showed up to kind of ruin the party for them, it wasn't a mob of infected like it was in the game. I sort of understand though, because it's, I guess, a little less believable that these two teenage girls would be able to kill like 12 infected before one of them got bitten. And to be fair, that infected going after them was fucking aggressive. Jesus Lord, dude. But that's also something I like about the show as a whole, the way they've depicted the infected. I mean, there's so many zombie like movies and shows that go for the like slow moving rotting zombies. And while that's scary in its own right, it's so survivable, you know? But when you're being attacked by something that is just like crazed and flinging its arms around and sprinting at you, it's a lot more difficult to, you know, pull off a headshot or stab it in the head. So I do like how dangerous they've made the infected here in the show. I just wish we could see a little bit more of them. I mean, in the last episode, you didn't see any, I don't think. I genuinely don't think there was a single infected that you saw in the 6th episode. And here, it's just one. They did give us the moment in episode 5, though, with the sinkhole and like a whole fucking army of infected, so I can't be too upset. Something that was added to the show, which I think was a great addition, was the fact that this mall is not simply just a surprise for Ellie. It's that, but it's also where she's stationed. She's, you know, keeping an eye on these pipe bombs, potentially making them as well. And I do like that that is what sets Ellie off and makes her like really pissed and tries to leave. But this felt like a very natural reason for her to be like, dude, I thought this was about me. Like, you've been lying to me even when you say you haven't. I also just realized the Fireflies in the show don't seem to have dog tags like they did in the game. It's kind of a trivial change, but I liked those dog tags. I mean, for the show, I'm just thinking marketing-wise, I'm like, you could sell that, dude. I know you can already buy Firefly pendants and everything from, like, the Last of Us store and website and all, but you're making a show here, man. Sell the shit. Also, side note, but I love that they had the same masks that they did in the game as well. Like, exact same mask. Not even like, oh, it's a clown and a wolf. Like, design-wise, it is the exact same thing. Which, again, stuff like that, it's not super important, but it does show that the creators care. Like, they played the games. They really liked them. They know that this moment is very important. And to have that recognition for the audience is a big deal. Gotta say, the acting in this episode was also phenomenal. Bella Ramsey and Storm Reed were just so perfect as those characters. As much as I love Bella Ramsey's portrayal of Ellie, I do think Storm Reed nailed it even better in terms of making it so close to the game counterpart. Maybe not necessarily in terms of look, but her personality and sense of sarcasm is just one for one from the Riley in the game, which I thought was very well done. And that last scene between them where they, have the, at this point now famous line of, we can be all poetic and lose our minds together. Like, that was just heartbreaking, dude. That was so sad. And it would not have worked as well if those actors weren't pulling their weight as much as they did. I almost never do this, but I'm going to give this episode a 10 out of 10. I honestly, thinking about it, I can't find a way to criticize the episode. I think the writing was perfect, great pacing. The editing was awesome, cross-cutting back and forth between Riley and Ellie's moment with Joel and Ellie. The cinematography was gorgeous. A lot of really, really well done shots, and the lighting in this episode was probably the best of the season. The practical makeup, effects, visual effects were all outstanding. I couldn't think of even one moment where I'm like, oop, that's an effect. And I found out after the fact that the bite wounds that they had on them were mostly CGI. Didn't look like it to me. It looked very much like a practical thing they slapped on their arms. Their acting abilities, all the way down to some of the smaller characters like Bethany and Kwong, were just awesome. It was just great. There is nothing I can find about the episode that I did not like. Do I think it's perfect? Probably not. Nothing is perfect. But in terms of rating this episode, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. It is probably my favorite of the season. Next episode, if we didn't do the David stuff in this one, I guarantee it's in the next one, and that's going to be rough, man. That is going to be really rough to watch. But I am still excited for it in a twisted, morbid way. I continuously argue the reason she acts and is the way she is in the second game, which a lot of people do criticize, is because of this moment that is gonna be coming up with David. Not everything is because of that, obviously, but I think it really drastically altered Ellie as a person. So I will see you all for that next one, and that's about it.